Hello, everyone. Welcome to another segment of intellectual brainstorming and academic excellence. Today, I'm going to I just want to talk about the level of inflation in Nigeria and the prospect of this inflation, if there is any hope for the common man on the street. You understand? And, if at all this level of inflation is going to create opportunities and, more employment and all those things. You understand? So I just want to, this topic has been bothering my mind, and I feel it is time that I will, talk about it. You understand now? Now, if anybody is actually telling you that inflation, the high cost of living, the economic instability and economic ulubalo and pandemonium and economic uncertainty, this economic pruning, from the lower giving to the upper is going to stop, then I think you are living in a fool's paradise, or you are living a life of mirage or utopia. You understand now? You are living in a life that is not the reality, because the economic situation now is the reality of what we are talking about now. If you could, if you have been following the economic indices and the economic situation of this country, you will discover that last, year or so, um, the the value or the rate of the naira to the dollar was actually um, between 700, 800, and at that time. But now today, the rate of the dollar to a Nigerian currency is 1,500 naira. So that means that if you have $1 today, it will give you 1,500. So for you to have $1 today, you need to have 1,500 naira to get $1. That is suicidal. So it is not an indices for economic development and economic growth. It is a sign of what of inflation, and that is why a lot of things are very expensive in the market. Don't forget that Nigeria is a consuming economy. We are not a manufacturing economy or a productive economy. We rely mostly on what I call raw materials. Raw materials. You understand now? And if you ask yourself, is it really true? Of course, is it true? Because our products or what we produce cannot measure up to international standard, because we don't have what the structures and the infrastructures that can make us to compete with the outside world, that is the developed economies. Because Nigeria's economy is a developing economy, not an advanced economy. And that is why we rely mostly on what? On the extractive industry. You understand? We are a consuming economy, not a what? A productive economy. And that is why most of the things that we actually consume in these countries is actually imported. Now, how does this relate to what we're saying? Last year, the rate at which custom was charging for products or goods and services to be brought into Nigeria was within 900 and something naira. But as of today, is about 1,400 naira to a dollar, or more than that, 1,400 and something. Maybe it's even 1,005 now, compared to the dollar. So if you want to import anything to Nigeria now, you are going to pay more. You'll be paying more. Now, as an importer, as an importer, you are bringing products into Nigeria. How does this affect you? It affects you because you have to source for dollar to be able to bring those products into Nigeria. And by sourcing for dollar, that means you are going to pay more to bring them into what? Into Nigeria. And how does that affect the common man on the street? The cost of bringing those products into Nigeria will translate into the cost of what? Of production. For example, if you are bringing that product into Nigeria for 5 naira before, now because they have increased that price of bringing that product into Nigeria to about 10 naira, and you bring that product into Nigeria for 10 naira, Will you sell it for 10 naira? No, you will not sell it for 10 naira. You will sell it for 15 naira or even above. Even above, because you have to have the landing cost and other forms of cost in which you have incurred to bring that product into what? Into Nigeria, because we are a what? A consuming economy, not a productive economy. Who is going to bear the brunt of these things when you bring them into what? Into the country. The average man on the street will bear the brunt of those things when they are brought into into the country, because it will bring about inflation. It will bring about what? High cost of goods and services. High cost of goods and services. Now, how does this relate to the government? You see, in this part of our world, Nigerian government officials are one of the most highly paid government officials. You understand now? In fact, some of our elected leaders are earning more than those that are even in the United States. They are earning more money than them. Imagine, I don't know how much they are collecting now. Before, an average senator is collecting about 35, 36 million every month. Every month, you are collecting that amount of money. An average man, the average money that a common man on the streets is collecting is about 30,000 naira. And the state government or the state governors are still owing them backlog of salaries for 6 months. Some are even above 1 year. They have not paid them salary. What kind of economy is what is doing that? Where you have to fund government. So now, how does that translate to the government? Back to my discussion now. You discover that because government officials are being paid such an astronomical amount of money, they are highly paid. You will discover that it indirectly translates to the amount of money that is charged for those products that are coming into the country or that are being imported into the country, because you have to fund the government. But unfortunately, while we are busy funding the government is also what? Borrowing money and accumulating more debt and debt and debt and debt on the country. It's like the future of this country has been sold for the next 150 years, because those money you keep servicing them and servicing them. Now, indirectly too, the people are the one who are funding the government. The government must look for a way to get revenue, to fund government, to run government, and indirectly, the people are the what? Funding the government through this level of what? Of a high level of inflation. Because government must function, government must continue to run. And when government continue to run, you have to pay all these people that are being paid what we call economic vampire money. 35 million naira, 36 million naira per month. So who is going to fund it? You and I will fund it. You and I is the one that will fund that money that they are going to pay those people. And that's why I said this situation that we are in now, make everybody go prepare, go and tie your belt. Go and tie your belt. If you have been drinking 5 bottles of beer before, I think it is time for you to be drinking half bottle of beer. Half bottle of beer, because if you are not prepared, if you are not prepared, a lot of people are going to be get carried away. A lot of people are already losing their jobs. People are already losing their source of income. Things are not working the way. Companies are folding up because of this level of inflation. In 2015, a bag of rice was selling for 7,500 naira. Now, for you to buy a bag of rice in Nigeria now, you have to pay 75,000 naira. You can see the astronomical transformation of what? Of inflationary trend from 2015 to 2024. It's like it's moving with the speed of a light. As of last week, in my area now, they're selling a bag of cement for 10,000 plus. I could remember some time ago when I was, doing a project on my house, I bought a bag of cement for 1,680 naira, but now it's about 10,000 plus. Not only what bags of cement, not only rice and some other things, but every aspect of the economy is being affected, because the people will fund the government, and by them funding the government, it means that we have to pay more to fund the government. Now, there is a way out of this economic ulbalo and the economic uncertainty that we have found ourselves if the government is willing to do more. And how will they do more? You see, for some time now, the country's border has been closed. Importation of some certain goods have not been allowed to come into this country. The government must open up the borders for those products to be able to come into Nigeria and compete with what? With the local what? Products. This will facilitate what we call what? Economic competition, making the economy to be a very highly competitive economy. You understand now? So the country's border must be open for goods and services to come in and create more employment for Nigeria. When those products are coming in and there's no smuggling of those things into Nigeria because they're still smuggling them into this country, you discover that the level of what of economic competition is going to be increased as against the negative trend that we're having now. Then another one is that the government must cut down on its expenses. I see no reason why a senator should be collecting 36 million naira every month. You still collect constituency allowance, housing allowance, a dressing allowance, security allowance, this allowance, for what? At the end of the day, the country is going to be highly indebted. In my own opinion and my own suggestion, a senator is not supposed to earn more than 5 million naira. This will make what? Politics to even allow people that have vision, that have focus, that have passion for this country to enter into politics. Do you get it? So they should reduce the amount of money that is being paid so that this money that is coming in can be used for the other sectors of the economy that is affected negatively. The government can save money, they can service its loan and pay off their loans in very good time. So the excessive spending on the part of the government needs to stop. Needs to stop. Government is borrowing money to fund government every time. Every time they are borrowing money, the destiny of the country has been sold for the next 50 years, 100 years, if not 150 years. They will still be paying these debts. And the people that are giving you this money, they will encourage you to come and they know you are not using the money for the right thing. They know you are putting the money into your own private pocket and you're not using the money for the right thing. So they will keep encouraging you to come and borrow more so that they will give you economic conditions that will not suit your country. When IMF gives you money, World Bank gives you money, they give you what? Economic conditions that you have to follow. They will tell you remove what? Fuel subsidy. They will tell you remove this, remove that, remove that. At the end of the day, who is going to pay more for this? The average man on the city, on the street. They are suffering. A lot of people are suffering today in the country. I was watching a video the other time where a woman collapsed in the streets. She collapsed. She said she has not eaten for 4 days. People started contributing money for her. There's high level of what? Of kidnapping in the country now because what? Because of economic what? Uncertainty. People are engaged in what? In ritualism and all sort of what? Of social negative vices just to survive. It is not supposed to be like that. The government must wake up to its clearing call and be responsive in governance. Be accountable. There should be integrity. There should be accountability. There should be probity. There should be what? Good governance. There should be fundamental human rights. There should be the rule of law. There should be transparency in what? In election. There should be so many things that should be put into place so that Nigeria can be what? A better country. On this note, I will stop. But I don't want to go far. I don't want some people to come and be looking for me. So I believe the government can do more for the average man on the street. And for the average man on the street, prepare yourself. For the average man on the street, invest your money. Invest your money. Don't squander that money away. In fact, this economy doesn't allow people to be spending money anyhow now. Of course, you can keep your money in the bank, but will the bank give you any interest? No, they will not give you any interest. That money you are keeping in the bank that's about 50,000, 100,000 or 200,000, go and put that money into investment. Start saving for the future today. Start investing for today so that your future can be better. On this note, I'm going to end my lecture. Thank you so much and God bless you. Go and subscribe now. Go subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Don't forget Apart from subscribing, leave your comment and share my videos. You understand? So I remain David Oni. My YouTube channel is what? It's still David Oniwis. It never changed. If you have another person coming up to say them be David Oniwis, now me be David Oniwis, oh, no other person. So don't let them deceive you. I'm not asking money for anybody. They will say bring money for this. No, 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 no. Please don't fall victim of all these fraudulent people outside there. This is David Oniwis, and I have only one channel, David Oniwis channel on YouTube, on Facebook, on the Twitter, on the Instagram, on the, they're all there. You understand? So please go and subscribe. Thank you so much and God bless you. Bye bye.